Good morning from Houston, Texas. How are y'all doing? I am here to share some updates. Apologize about last week. We had some technical difficulties. The weather was pretty bad in Houston last week. Rained all the time. We just love the rain, don't we? Well, hey, we're here to share some news, see what's going on with the State Department, for example. I know many people are waiting for an interview still. And you may have heard from a previous show, but there's almost nearly 500,000, nearly 500,000 cases waiting for an interview. So there's a pretty big backlog. I listened to one of the State Department's recordings, and they mentioned that before the pandemic, I think it was nearly maybe 300,000 or less cases before the pandemic that they had to get scheduled. So anyway, if you have any questions in general, just if you need to be pointing in the right direction, or if you're asking like, okay, how many visas in a particular, in my consulate post or embassy have issued out last month, I'm happy to check. That's what we like to do. So you have an idea of the progress of what's going on. By the way, friends, we're having a free webinar. We're going to have it this Friday. We're going to send you, provide the link to it. Okay. The best way to sign up for it, we're going to send it out in our community post. That's one way. But in the meantime, if you just have a question or two and you don't want to ask on social media, I can understand. Schedule down below. We have an intake form if you're at a computer. If you're not at a computer, you're at work, you're just signing on real quick to see what's going on. I appreciate it. But just, you can text this number right here and share this code, Green Card Guys. Okay, it's a not so secret. You get a free 15-minute preliminary call just so we can see if we point you in the right direction. We might not have to help you, but hopefully it's a situation that you just need like one or two tips and get you in the right direction. Okay, but post your question here in the comment section. Hi, Junior. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Your question has to do with for your daughter. She's 9. Congratulations. Mine is only about 2.5, so we have a long way to go. Catch up to you. She qualified for TPS. How can she get the Social Security card? Okay, so the first thing is she has to apply for TPS first, because what you write down right there, she qualifies. So that sounds like she doesn't have it yet. But if you want our team to make sure if she qualifies, please give us a call. Okay, give us a call right here, 346-330-5888, or you can text there and we tell us when's a good time to call you back. Our cares team will call you back. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, Social Security card comes after you file the application. Of course, that also means that the application has to be approved first for TPS, and then you get the work permit in the mail, and then Social Security Administration will mail her a Social Security number. Okay, so it's different agencies. You can't call USCIS and say, hey, where's my daughter's Social Security number, because they don't handle that. Okay, but somehow something in their system, they notify Social Security Administration, and this is based on the question you answered on the form. It usually does have that on the 765 application. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. It's June 1st. Happy LGBT week. LGBT plus. We are LGBT plus friendly. So I know some law firms are not friendly. Hopefully, I think most people I know are friendly. So, but we're happy to help. And you're welcome, Junior. Mahalo to you. All right, happy to help. Point you right. See, so that's an example, just helping Junior point them in the right direction. Just a little information. You may not need to pay a consultation fee just for a question like that, right? But that hopefully saved you a lot of time from researching online. Let's see. So in the meantime, let me look up what the State Department has. Any news? Okay, the last one from the State Department is May 27th. about talking about the exemptions. That's actually what the free webinar is for on Friday. I think I somehow didn't mention that, but how to request an exemption for emergency appointment to your consulate or embassy. Okay, because we get a lot of these inquiries about how to email them. Unfortunately, we don't have time to answer that every single time because we get that question a lot. So we're going to have a scheduled webinar on Friday. And let me make sure I know with the calendar. I know that most people that are asking for this are people abroad, okay, outside America. So I want to make sure we make time available in the morning. Okay, so we'll probably do that at 9 a.m. Central Time in America, so that hopefully you can watch right before bed on Friday. Okay, if you're halfway across the world, let's see here. So I'm going to schedule that in for you right now, so we don't forget. Okay, so yeah, there's if you're not familiar, one reason that people ask for an emergency appointment, unfortunately, not everyone can ask for it. That will kind of defeat the purpose of asking for an emergency appointment. But one example is for people who are in the process of aging out, meaning they're over 21 right now, but depending on when the petition was approved, how long that was processing, it's a complicated formula that we have available for you. So if you're not even sure, and we're going to share the formula in the webinar, but if you're not even sure if you are qualify for the emergency appointment, let us know. Okay. By the way, if you are would like to ask a question and join the lobby, you're welcome to do that. I finally remembered to add the website link to the description, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or a Facebook group. By the way, if you're just watching for the first time and you didn't know this, we have a Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Guide and Support Living in America. So we try to share any free tips, additional tips that we're not able to share on YouTube. We just usually have time to once a week to share some tips about what's going on. We'll put it in our Facebook group. Okay. So welcome to join there. Also, here's another way. I know a lot of people love Facebook. So our law firm is on Green Card Guys is also on Facebook Messenger. So you're welcome to message there if it's easier for you, or on WhatsApp. Okay. Especially for folks that are abroad, living outside America, that's one of the best ways to call in, because I know it's difficult to call in from an international number. So WhatsApp is a great technology that can help us. All right, let's see. So let's see what else I can share with y'all. All right, so Visa Bulletin. Okay, so Visa Bulletin, it did just get updated to June about 1 or 2 weeks ago. So let me share some updates on why it's important to pay attention to this every month, especially if you have a petition that was approved. You need to check it out because we've had some people call in and say, hey, John, my priority date is already passed. It passed on the Visa Bulletin, and it's been more than a year. Look, that's a problem, and here's why. There's a rule that says as soon as your priority date reaches, that it shows up on it's not going to be exact date as your approval or your priority date. If you don't know what a priority date, then we're gonna, that's a good idea. And you probably need to create a separate video about what a priority date is. But I'm kind of explaining it right now. But stay tuned for that. But priority date essentially is your ticket in line, right? Your ticket to wait in line for the actual immigrant visa. An immigrant visa means your green card, okay, your resident status. But essentially, you're waiting for your priority date on this Visa Bulletin. Let me share it on the screen here so you can understand a little better. I think most of y'all that are watching probably already understand what it is, but let's see here. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me increase the size. Okay, that should be big enough for you. All right, so this is all based on family preference categories, okay? So you see here F1, 2, which breaks down to F2A and F2B, F3, and F4. So F4, we've been getting a lot of inquiries about that recently, and people have asked, why do we have, they're thinking about filing for their brother or sister, and they happen to be a U.S. citizen. But if you're not a U.S. citizen, you're a green card holder, and you want to file for your brother or sister, you need to become a citizen first, okay? That's very important. And then after you take the oath, you get the certificate of citizenship, naturalization, then you can file for your brother or sister. So anyways, we're happy to help. We can still get the process started internally. So we're happy to make the process faster for you, okay? But technically, you cannot file the application petition for your brother and sister until you become a citizen. Yeah, we share that because we get that question a lot. And what I want to share with you, okay, so for example, to kind of explain the visa chart. By the way, if you're just tuning in, we appreciate it. If you're first timer, go ahead and click the subscribe button, okay? And if you're commenting, let us know where you're watching from. It's always interesting to learn how far our YouTube channel is reaching folks. And if our signal's cutting on and off, I apologize. It's been kind of raining on and off. So, but let me show this chart real quick. And Adela, I see your question. We'll get right to it. I just don't want to forget about this. Okay, so the chart here, there's 2 charts for the family base and another chart, 2 charts for employment base. But we'll just talk about family base right now. So F2A, okay, so for example, F2A is, well, actually, we'll talk about F2A in a second, but like F4, okay? So you're a family member, your brother or sister, you want to file for them, and let's say you're not from any of these like highly populated countries, China, India, Mexico, or Philippines. Sorry if you hear the printer that's going off right now. It should be done soon. Okay. And then if you're not from any of those populated countries, then you're on this left column right here, okay? So let's say like Peru, for example. Then this prior date essentially usually means it's a date that you filed the petition, all right? So if not, sometimes it's like a month off, but that's usually back several years ago. They usually try to make it consistent as the same date as the receipt date of your petition. So petition, again, step number 1. Scheduling for interview is step number 2, okay, essentially. All right, so it shows October 1st, 2007. So if your prior date happened to be September 2007, then that means you have to wait 1 more month before you provide financial evidence to the National Visa Center. But let's say yours is prior date of October or September 2006. So it's been more than a year since your prior date reached. And so what that means is, that could be a problem. Actually, I would say it is a problem. Okay, and here's why. Let me take this off. But the reason is because you need to show that you have proactively tried to pursue your visa. Okay, so it's basically a 1-year rule from the date that your prior date reached on this chart. Okay, so it's very important that you are proactive. And one way is providing that financial evidence from your sponsor, your petitioner, which for F4 will be your brother or sister who is a U.S. citizen. So that kind of give you an idea, all right? But even if it's been more than a year, you want to contact a lawyer to help you for sure, to help try to reinstate your petition, okay? Otherwise, you have to start over, and that's a long time. Because from 2007, whoever's got a prior date 2007, that means you've been waiting 14 years, almost 14 years from when you filed that petition. So it's a long time ago, friends. So here's another reason why I mention this, because if you're just considering to file for your brother or sister, just like 5%, and your brother or sister is like, I'm not too sure if I want to go to America, file for them for their birthday or give as a gift, okay? It's not saying they have to commit to actually come to America 15 years from now, but it's a long wait time. So imagine a surprise, like, especially as they get older, everyone's getting older, right? So if they need to be taken care of and most of your family members in America, you don't want to file 15 years from now when they've gotten to 70 years old, right? Based on this category, because this category has been like this. This is the one that shows the longest wait time for at least the last 10 years. It's been like this. So it's not going to change. It's probably not going to change to upgrade, to make it faster for brother or sister. I'm just giving that as an example. Let me go ahead and answer Adela's question, if you had one. You are waiting for interview date, and you are from Albania. Thanks for watching from Albania. And you will wait for family reunion. Okay, yeah, so it sounds like most of your family is in America, Adela. So this is kind of an example, right? Like if most of your family is in America, maybe right now you may have sorry, Adela, I'm not sure if you added actually a question. There you go. Okay, family reunion, man and woman. Priority date is November. Adela, I need a little bit more information I'm assuming you mean man and woman that you file based on marriage. Adela, I'm assuming you're the immigrant beneficiary applicant. So your husband is your husband a U.S. citizen or a resident? Because if your husband is a citizen, then there really is no concern about following this visa bulletin. So friends, if it's a marriage or a case filing application for adjustment or a consular processing to get a resident status based on a U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen spouse, then whether it's same-sex marriage or what do you call that? Well, it doesn't matter what the family arrangement is. It's based on a U.S. citizen person. Then it's called immediate relative, and you don't have to follow the visa bulletin. So I just need a little bit more information, Adela, so I can maybe point you in the right direction. Because I don't see an exact question, but I'm assuming it's your question is like probably how long you have to wait. So okay, let me go ahead and pull up the visa statistics. Okay, friends, I have about 10 minutes left. Yeah, about 10 minutes left. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. Otherwise, of course, you're welcome to text this number or give us a call. The best way, honestly, to save time for everyone is fill out the intake form down below in the description box. It starts with Ting Long. We're happy to help you. Friends, if you're just tuning in, we do offer free 15 minutes. Whether sometimes I'm able to get on a call, but our cares team is the one that will offer you the free 15 minutes and actually speak with you, and they will qualify you to see if you need to speak with me or not. Because sometimes they're able to just point you in the right direction if you have that, quote unquote simple question, right? So let's see here. But if it's like obviously a pressing situation with where we can provide actual legal advice, then it will come to the legal team. All right, but our cares team will qualify you, see if collect that information, see how we can help you. Okay, so what was I trying to do? Okay, here is the code. If you're just tuning in, here's the free code. Okay, not so secret code, green card guys. You do have to provide that so that you get access to the free 15 minutes. Okay, so let's see here. I was pulling up the visa statistics for Albania. So Adela, I'm assuming it's not for fiancé visa case. Well, actually, that'd probably be the better assumption because as we COVID everything, I'm assuming haven't been able to travel to see each other. By the way, friends, hopefully everyone's vaccinated. Okay, I hope so. Sorry, I don't know why it's taking a while to find this visa statistics. It's kind of hard to see when it's all increased size. Okay, let me reduce the size. Okay, here we go. Okay, Albania. All right, looking at the most recent month is April. Oh, you guys are so shy today. Okay, well, of course, here for any questions. That's why we're here on the live show. I do probably realize you're either at work or it's probably late where you are outside America. So, Albania. Okay. Tirani? Is it called Tirani? What's the consulate called in Albania? Or embassy? Tirani. I did look up Tirani. That's weird. Okay, Adela. Well, I'm trying to point you in the right direction. So if you happen to be, oh, the ambassador there, I think is Korean. Interesting. Okay, well, Adela, I don't see any comments from you, so we're just gonna move on for now, and I'll come back to you if you are joining later. Okay, so hey, friends, we're here to solve your immigration problem. If you have any situation where we can help you, we are pumping out. We are creating more videos for you every day. Try to take a break on the weekends, but we're providing the videos, tips, share tips and successes. So I want to share a success story. Okay, we have, and this has to do with interviews. We just had a client that's a great client. All our clients are great, of course, but we just had a client who just got approved for an immigrant visa, meaning a green card, resident status, and that was in Mexico. Ciudad Juarez, that's a U.S. consulate in Mexico for the immigrant visa. And it took less than a week to have the interview, or even before that, biometrics, medical exam. And most of the clients just want to spend a little more time in Mexico because they have some family members there. So it's usually less than a week, but in terms of the immigration process, okay. And he got approved. And usually what happens after the visa, well, actually before the interview, even the date of the interview, you're not going to actually have the interview that day. You'll have it the next day, but the date of the interview, they want you to just drop off the physical documents, okay, in person, and they'll probably usually ask you to come the next day at the same time. And then, which honestly I think is so inefficient. Hopefully they change that, okay. Hopefully they change that because I think that's probably adding to the backlog. If you're asking people to come the next day. But anyway, the point of sharing this to you is not to complain. It's to share a success story. This is a client who we had to apply for a waiver, provisional family unity waiver. And what the government wants to know is, and that was approved. It took about at least 6 months from start to finish on that. And we helped to make that process time shorter because we understand what the government's looking for. Okay, I completely understand if you have a different budget. But hey, if you can kind of swing it, ask friends and family for a little money. We think we charge reasonable fees, but we highly suggest it. It will save you a lot of time. We kind of just, nudge you too, because we have several people that come to us and say, hey, John, my petition with my spouse was approved like 2 years ago. And I say, hey, what's going on? Why you been waiting so long? They say things happen, family, giving birth, kids. So that's why we're available. That's why we provide service in this situation. We help you with a hardship letter. We can't write it for you, but we do give suggestions. Obviously, you have to tell the truth. There's no lies. All right. So anyway, his waiver was approved. And because of the pandemic, he had to wait basically a year until the interview. So he just had it about last month, I believe. So I am very happy for him and his family. And we appreciate him, contacting us 2 or 3 years ago. So anyway, he's about to get the green card. You have to pay the immigrant fee right after that. As soon as you get the visa packet, we help you, guide you to pay the immigrant fee, which is basically the production to receive the resident card. Okay. So I had to hop off in less than 4 minutes, but Adela, thank you for following up. He is a resident with a green card. Okay. So this is a family preference category. Let me look at the June bulletin. So I need to know your priority date. You said November 2019. Okay. Oh, you submitted documents November 2019. So that's not the priority date. The priority date is on the petition, the approval. I'm sorry, it can be on the approval notice or the receipt notice. Okay, on the top it also says 797, notice of action. Okay, so anyway, based on spouse, that is F2A for a resident. Okay, F2A. So they're working on cases May 21. So May 1st, 2021. It used to say current. It still does for the other chart. But friends, that's why I suggest, there's big consequences. Okay, Adele, I need your prior date, and I don't want to assume it's November 2019 because that sounds like you submitted documents back in November 2019 that you probably need to fill out the intake form. Okay, or give us a call on WhatsApp or something if you're abroad, because that's a long time. If you were documentarily qualified in November 2019, we've had several people that call in and fill out the intake form for those who are petition was approved in November 19, and so Della, it sounds like you are waiting much longer if that's the case. Okay. All right. So give us a call, see if we can help you. I don't see any more comments. So friends, hey friends, if you just happen to slide in a comment right when we hop off, I highly recommend you fill out the intake form because sometimes we don't see it right when we get off. But otherwise, what I was going to say is that, the success story I just shared with you with the client who had the approved waiver and approved for the green card, that took at least 2 years. Pandemic made it 3 years actually, but our own internal process time was a lot shorter because we give our clients checklist, instructions, how to do step A through all the way to Z. So you know exactly what to do instead of like people searching online, all these different blogs and piecing it together. We have a simple solution for you. We make it easy for you. So give us a call if you like that, okay? And let's see, what else to share with you? Well, we're here to solve your immigration problem. So again, if you just have 1 or 2 questions, you're just hopping on, or joining us, here is the free code, Green Card Guys. If you just have 1 or 2 questions, maybe our CARES team can answer it for you. We have weekly meetings almost every other day, if not every day. So we are all up to date. And if they're not for a particular question that you have, they'll schedule it. They'll probably schedule it so you can talk with me or our other attorneys, our legal team, so we can solve your immigration problem. Okay. So friends, until next time, please continue wearing a mask, and we'll see you actually probably tomorrow. We're going to have a live show tomorrow at hopefully 9 a.m. Central Time. Okay. So stay tuned. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.